Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit today about ball handling and really the skill of handling the basketball and dribbling the basketball and the proper fundamentals to build our kids from the ground up as far as being great ball handlers and having that great skill level as they get older and get out of our program. And it's real important here at Elodia. Basketball is a skill game, and we want our kids to understand you don't have to be the biggest or the tallest or the fastest. If you have great skill, there's a place for you in this game. And so when we talk about skill, we first talk about shooting, and ball handling is right up there with shooting. And then passing the basketball. We want our kids to excel in those three areas. Be great shooters, great ball handlers, and great passers. Talking a little bit about dribbling the basketball. First thing we want to talk about, and we're big on this at Elodia, and we've mentioned it already before, and you're going to keep hearing it throughout the program. Basketball is played with the fingertips. And it's played with the fingertips when you're dribbling the ball, no differently than when you're shooting the ball or passing the ball. And so when you're dribbling the basketball, it's done with your fingertips. The ball is not in your palm, and the fingertips control the basketball, and that helps us have better skill. Okay, so number one, dribbling the basketball is done with your fingertips. Number two, we want to be in an athletic stance when we're dribbling the basketball. Knees bent, feet wider than shoulder width. We want to be strong dribblers. Very important for our success. A lot of kids are great dribblers, but they do it standing up straight and tall, and it makes them weak players. We want to have a strong base, and it works through our knees and our backside, and put ourselves in position that we're strong dribblers with our hand on top of the ball, using our fingertips to control the basketball. As we work ourselves up, the head stays up on the floor. We don't want to be looking at the ball. And a lot of kids will come to us at young ages and they look at the basketball. And they might have a lot of skill, but they'll get their head down. And we try to explain to our kids that we always want to have our head up for several reasons. Number one, you might have a teammate standing underneath the basket that you could pass it to. So we got to be able to see them. Number two, when you're dribbling the basketball, you might have a defender dart in front of you or come cut you off. Well, you got to have your head up so you can see the defender. So we always want to have our head up, which helps make us aware of everything on the court that's going on, and it'll make us better players. Okay, so starts with a strong base from the ground up, hand on top of the basketball, using your fingertips. When I say on top of the basketball, we want to imagine a rod is running from the ground to the ceiling, and the rod runs right through our hand, right through the ball, and our hand is on top. A lot of kids at young ages will come and roll their hands over, and we want to teach them the proper fundamentals, especially with their offhand, get their hand on top of the ball and get their fingertips in control of the basketball. And Josh is with us today, and Josh is one of our members here and our coaches here at Elodia, and he's really going to kind of put us through some of the routine that we like to use with our kids. Now, what we're going to do today is show each drill for maybe 10 or 15 seconds, and we'll talk a little bit about it, and Josh will be running through it, and then that kind of gives you an idea. We recommend coaches that we have our kids do these for about 30-second increments, and these are all kinds of ball handling drills that we use here at Elodia to help develop that skill that will really help them be great players. So we're going to start with Josh here, and Josh is going to start with drills that we use here at Elodia to develop fingertip strength. And the first is he's squeezing the ball and it's kind of popping up, and really using his fingertips and putting his fingertips in control of the basketball. And the next one is he goes to really trying to move the ball quicker with strength as he taps it back and forth. That's very good. And we have the kids move it up and down. And one thing we're going to try to develop throughout the drills is the next one. We like to take it and really slap it and squeeze it. One thing as we're doing these drills, we want to try to develop and get our kids not to look at the basketball. One thing we're going to try to teach them is really not look at the basketball when they're doing the drills. They're trying to develop strength. The next one we're going to do, and we take our kids and we really walk them and they slap it to develop fingertip strength as they're moving. Go back. Good. Good. Excellent, Josh. Thank you. Good. And so what we're trying to develop there is fingertip strength and fingertip control. It's vital to success of our kids, whether they're passing the ball, dribbling the ball, or shooting the ball, that they build up strength in their fingers. And we really think strong hands help make strong basketball players. And so Josh just showed you 4 drills right there that we like to use with our kids through ball handling to help them gain fingertip strength, which will help their hands be stronger, and it'll help them be better all-around players. The next set of drills we're going to go into are our wraps, and handling the basketball and moving it around our body and controlling it with our fingertips again helps us gain better skill and better control of the ball. So Josh is going to go ahead and start with wrapping the ball around his waist. And the one thing we want to understand as coaches, whatever we do in one direction, we want to change directions and make sure we're doing it the other direction. Okay, and then he can take it and wrap it around his ankles. And he can change directions there. Very good. We can do figure 8 wraps. Excellent. Figure 8 wraps, and then whatever he does in one direction, we want to make sure we emphasize to our kids to change direction. Notice how Josh is working with his fingertips, and we're trying to keep our eyes off the basketball. Very good, Josh. Now the next one, start with your feet together, and then we're stepping back with each individual foot. We go left foot, right foot. Left foot, right foot. And the ball stays in the same position. The ball stays in the same position. We can change directions. Excellent. Then we can go figure 8 wraps and then include wraps around our waist. Yeah, as it gets more difficult, it's tougher, huh, Coach? Good, good job. Okay, so what we're trying to do with our kids is gain speed. At first, they're going to make mistakes. We want them to slowly improve. Don't try and do too much. Make sure you're doing it correctly. So they're doing their wraps. They're really going, try to go as fast as you can without looking at the basketball, and yet you have control of it. If they don't have control of it, then they might be going too fast. They need to slow down a little bit. Let's get it done right and build good habits every day. So we can use the wraps that'll really help kids. We try to sell it here to Lodia. Take these drills home. These ball handling drills are really great drills that they don't need a coach to be able to do. These kids will have the tools to be able to make themselves great basketball players on their own. Now we're going to talk about ball handling drills to try to help our hands get quicker. And these are some drills we teach here at Lodia to try to help our kids just have better feel for the basketball and get their hands a little quicker. So Josh is going to take us through. The first one is we put the ball in the middle and we just take our hands back and forth, and we're really trying to work quickness with the basketball in our hands, okay? So that's something that as the kids get better, they can get quicker. And Josh, for the young kids, you can start by bouncing it. Yes. When we start, young kids really start and let them bounce it and try to work the quickness up to where they can catch it and really be quick with their hands. Okay, next one, going to take it behind their knees and drop it and bounce it, and they're clapping in front. Now, ideally, it's like the last one. It's okay, Josh. It's like the last one. What we're trying to do is catch it. And so you want to clap and catch it before it hits the ground. Very nice. Then we're going to take the ball out front and spread your legs. We're going to bounce it and catch it behind their back. And really, this one is good for fingertip strength as well. So it kind of serves a purpose, and we're trying to get our kids to really gain ball control and be able to now take it back and forth. Exactly. I really want to throw the ball at a spot in between their feet is kind of what we're trying to get accomplished with this. And the last one, Josh, is we're going to take it in front and then throw it over their heads. And just get the kids doing anything they can with the basketball to help them improve their fingertip and hand strength and their quickness with the ball and their quickness in their hands. So these are all different drills to help improve their skill set when they're handling the basketball.